All right, tonight we have an unboxing of a product that just came out today. Just got my hands on it. I was highly anticipating this product coming out for a lot of different reasons, but I woke up this morning, didn't know anything about it, didn't know what it was going to be, if it was going to be a Insta360 Go 4 or an Insta360 Go 3S, and looking at the internet, finding out the rumors may be, because Insta360 are pretty quiet and secretive about their releases until the day they come out, other than the YouTubers who get them, weeks early. I'm not one of them ones, so I had to go on Amazon this morning, bought it. Luckily, it came today, and this is the unboxing. So let me show you what we have. So actually, I have two, and 4K Insta360 Go 3S, and the original, the black one. This is the one that's actually going back. This one is the new one, so I'll just compare and contrast between the two. But for now, let's get the new one open. So, and of course, the marketing for all of this is the 4K. And here's what's going to look like. So we have so under the paperwork deal, we have this pretty little thing. Now they've actually done this a little bit different from last time. So let me get you, this is all nice and neat because it is going down. This is how that one came, and this is how this one comes. I actually really like that. When you first open up this, and you have this little tab, and this thing just magnetically chilling there. So cool, especially in the white, it's just pretty awesome. But that's how they've done the design on this one. And still cool, still awesome. And then you get your accessories when you take that little part off. So all the same accessories, just slightly redesigned. So the puck thing, or the sticky mount, very different. It's kind of more rubbery than anything else. This thing looks identical other than the little yellow accents right there. This is redesigned, and I like the way they've got the orientation reminder. So, now you can, if you have it in, let's take this one. This is the Go 3. If you have it in that orientation, it is portrait. Have it in that orientation, and it is landscape. That is great. I'm going to talk a little bit about that in a second, but I really, really like that. And the back's a little bit different here. So that is definitely a new design. Looks better. Hat mount. This, I believe, is identical. No changes in this thing. And the camera itself. So one thing, if anyone's played around with the Go 3, the Go 3S, it's going to be so hard to keep saying S on the end. The lip here, they've actually really designed the cap on here to give you a good purchase. This one, you always felt like you were going to, you had to get like a really tight grip right there, and then you feel like you're going to break something when you pulled it off. But this one, they've actually designed it, obviously it is a bigger camera as it is, and here's the difference right here. So it looks like two minions, one with a bigger eye than the other. So it's definitely bigger by design. Obviously it's 4K, so bigger sensor and whatnot. But they've designed that to have like little ridges right along where you might grip. The only thing I'm spotting different is these things are a little bit more rubberized, which might help with this action pod being a little bit more water resistant than the last one. But beyond that, yeah, that definitely feels, and I just noticed something else there as well. So the grippiness. So from the white one to the black one, the Go 3, this one definitely had more texturization, if you want to call it, than the original. But this one, if you can even see it on the camera, is just so much more grippy and more textured and detailed. So yeah, definitely, I like the way they've done that. Then I was expecting, when I heard it was going to be a 3S, I was thinking they may have actually redesigned and reshaped the back, but they actually haven't. That's the magnets right there pushing against each other. They actually haven't. It seems to be the exact same size. I'm noticing a little bit difference of the microphone on top. If it's just aesthetic, or if it's actually, I've heard the microphones might actually have been changed. But other than that, it looks the same shape. And actually, so Go 3S Action Pod, Go 3. Yeah, there you go, fits in, and looks like it's even charging. I don't want to connect to it, but charging. Action pod looks pretty similar, but obviously we have 4K now. So a couple of things I'm excited about. The 4K, that was one thing I always said about this one, which is great. I love the different places you can put this, but the image quality wasn't the best. In low light specifically, of course, very, very small sensor, but the fact that they've gone 4K in such a small little form, a small little camera. I can't believe we got 4K in this thing. And that was the main thing. I've always said the inability to change out the batteries, but they've now increased the battery capacity of this, so you're getting a little bit more there. The memory thing is still a thing, but they've actually addressed that a little bit, which is you now have a little connector, quick transfer connector that you can stick a memory card in, a micro SD, and plug it directly into either your phone or a computer. And it's supposedly fast, quick transfer speeds, so kind of address that a little bit. At least it's a solution, though you do have to pay extra for it. But yeah, I've never really had an issue with any of the Go3s that I've had, the white or the black. With memory, I've always got the bigger one, and I've always been perfectly fine with it. So take that for what you want, and I'm very good at taking the footage off as soon as I can. One thing I'm excited about, other than the 4K, is actually connecting it to the Avata 2 with its little connector. I'm excited to get this on top of it. I know the Avata 2's sensor and camera is fantastic, but I just want to get this on top and get some cool angles of the drone with this on the top of it. And then for sure the Air 2, the Air 3, I'll put this on top as well. A couple of features that they've improved on. Horizon lock, which is going to come in handy for the drone stuff. One, doing like acro mode, but having the horizon stay still, that's going to be kind of cool. The biggest thing, the biggest change, and I've already mentioned it, but is changing the orientation on this thing. So if you want to shoot portrait, you have the camera like this. If you want to shoot horizontal, you shoot the camera like this. One of my issues, and it's even happened recently, where I've thought, well, essentially the camera thinks, or the camera predicts what orientation you want to film in on the other one, right? So you have the camera like this, you hit record, and then the camera just says, okay, that's the orientation you want, and start shooting it that way. But if there's slightly off or whatever, the camera might pick it up and you might be shooting portrait instead of landscape, vice versa. And I've got footage that I shot unintentionally in the wrong orientation, and it bugged the crap out of me. It's still somewhat usable in post. You can rotate it and punch in and this, that, and the other, but then your quality is deteriorating. So the fact that they're saying, okay, scrap that, we will stop trying to predict what orientation you want to shoot in. If you want it in portrait, put it in portrait. You want it in landscape, put it in landscape. And that's what we'll do. So that's going to save me a lot of heartache. I know that. You've got gesture control. That's pretty cool. So doing peace sign or hand sign to activate a picture or video. That's going to come in handy. You've got voice gesturing, which haven't and may or may not try out, but the fact that it's there is great. And the continuous loop thing, which will come in handy where you set intervals. That's what's called interval shooting, where say you go on a hike, which I do, and you have the camera turn on, record for 30 seconds, turn off, and then 5 minutes later, whatever you set the interval to, records again. So that's a good way of conserving battery, shooting something over a long period of time and not having to worry about running out, or just, shooting a whole bunch of not good stuff. And I can probably say this is very truly an S upgrade, but I'm also very excited for what they do with the 4. So when this was announced this morning, I didn't know if it was going to be a 4. I didn't know if it was going to be a 3S. I'd heard 3S. And that's what I was kind of waking up thinking, but you never know, with a rumor mill, if it's going to be true and accurate. It is very truly a S upgrade. Remember when the iPhones used to do S's, and it was like this change, that change, or actually even other cell phones used to do S's. I've bought a few of them in my time. So for sure, but such a big quality of life upgrade with the 4K. That's going to change things for me. It's going to allow me to use this a lot more. They've talked about using it in situations where you're moving, where you're active, where there's airflow over it, because I'm sure there is chances for overheating. It's such a small device that it could very well, if you just sit on a tripod and it's like in this scenario in an office, there's no doubt it's going to overheat. My GoPro used to overheat because I used to use it in my main cam. So it's very likely that could happen, and even more so when you're doing 4K. It's understandable, but they say utilize it while you're doing activity towards design for. and I'm sure it's going to be perfectly fine and not have any issues. So with all that said, that's as much as I want to go into. Settings and all that stuff and playing around with it and footage we'll get. I'm going to play with this thing a whole bunch, and very excited. My 3 is going back, and then again just another side-by-side here of the differences. And with that said, hope you guys have a great day, and some little more footage with me and my son playing around with this thing. Have a great day. Bye. All right, this is actually the very first video we've shot on the Insta360 Go3S. Right, Oliver?
Yeah.
And this is 4K in 24 frames a second. It goes up to 30 frames a second and 25, but I shoot in 24 for YouTube and whatnot. So this is what it looks like, and so far I'm impressed. Aren't you, Oliver?
Yeah.
Yeah, looks great on the screen at least. Obviously, that's a pretty small screen, but still, I'm liking the way it looks as it's as we're looking at ourselves. Right? Do you see yourself?
Yeah.
I know Oliver really likes this camera because he gets to wear it, right? You've worn the other one a few times. Remember when we went to the mermaid thing?
Yeah.
And you wore it? And then there's been some other cool times, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to wear it more?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So you know that you have to take good care of it, right? Because it's a little camera. So this is our first little video that we can put on the end of the unboxing, just to say this is what the footage looks like. Anything you want to say to Dad Tech people?
It's so cool. And awesome.
Yeah? Okay.
And my tattoo is in it.
Yeah, you got a little turtles tattoo?
Yeah.
Okay. Say, what do you want to say to people when you say bye? Do you want to be like, hey, peace out? What would the turtles say?
Peace out.
Peace out.
Yeah.
Yeah? All right, with that said, peace out.
Peace out.
Definitely look like little minions. If these things were yellow, without a doubt, it's like Minion 1, Minion 2. Je suis banane, je suis banane. That whole thing of what they do. All right, that'll probably be an outtake, because what was I thinking?